All right, welcome to Smokey Approved. I'm your boy journalist, and on this one, we are here to check out Euphoria from Kendrick Lamar. This one is going to be on request of a commenter. Thank you very much for putting the comment in because I was going to skip this because I didn't think anybody cared or to hear me want to chat. So, to anybody this is your first time clicking on my channel, I'm a nerd for this. So if you don't want to go over this in detail with somebody that is going to be objective and call it how it should be called, then you should probably leave now. But if you care about the art form of rap and like actually care about like how this is going, then this is the video for you. I just would like to give the disclaimer now. Thank you to anybody that is going to watch this with me. I do appreciate you. But please do hit that like, subscribe, Patreon's in the description, and let's get into this. Let's go.
Euphoria.
Does somebody know what the unreversed vocal sample is? What is that nigga saying?
Them superpowers get neutralized. I can only watch in silence. The famous actor we once knew is looking paranoid and now spiraling. You're moving just like a degenerate. Every antic is feeling distasteful. I calculate you, not as calculated. I can even predict your angles. Fabricating stories on the family front, cause you heard Mr. Morale. A pathetic master manipulator. I can smell the tails on you now. You're not a rap artist, you're a scam artist with the hopes of being accepted. Tommy Hilfiger stood out, but FUBU never had been your collection. I make music that electrify 'em. You make music that pacify 'em. I can double down on that line, but spare you this time. That's random acts of kindness. Know you're a master manipulator and habitual liar too. But don't tell no lie about me, and I won't tell truth about you.
All right, so for this first 56 seconds, this is where I begin to see Kendrick doing the half in, half out, and not in the I'm gonna be in the diss or the beef shit. It's more so he's half in, half out on. He understands the format that we have to play in. He has to, while also being currently considered the better technical rapper, he also has to play to public perception. And because he has to play to public perception, everything he has done before has been quite, we'll say, awe-striking. Something that's just like, oh my God. But this time, he started off with how I think he would have, if him and J. Cole had just been in a rap beef together, how he would have had to have handled that, where he's actually rapping and people are going to give it the time of like, what is a nigga having to say versus I have to make shit that niggas want to play. I have to make shit that niggas want to recite. And now I'm starting off in a place where is niggas really going to recite that shit? No. Are there some really good, like, oh, he talk about your ass, nigga, like, get ready. Like, we have that, but it's nothing crazy yet. And then we go into this next section.
Shoo, 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 shoo. Beep, 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 beep. Yeah, I'm out the way, yeah, I'm low, okay. Yeah, the island right here is remote, okay. I ain't thinking about no reaper, nigga, I'm reaping what I sow, okay. Got a Benjamin and a Jackson all in my house, like I'm Joe, okay. Hellcat, met his homeboys in them types LA solo, okay. Everybody wanna be demon. Nigga, I'm reaping what I sow, okay. Got a Benjamin and a Jackson all in my house, like I'm Joe, okay. Hellcat, met his homeboys in them types LA solo, okay. Everybody wanna be demon till they get chipped.
That's solo okay and so okay. Like, that's a really good flip. That's a really good flip.
Buy your throwaway, and I might do a show a day. Once a lame, always a lame. Oh, you thought the money, the power of fame will make you go away. Have you ever played? Have you ever? Okay, nigga, let's play. Have you ever?
If you're a battle rap fan, this just feels like a bunch of niggas playing, what's that shit? Swear to God. It just feels like a nigga trying to play Swear to God, but it's just like, it's just rap niggas.
Joe handing me down like with a poker face. Have you ever paid 500,000 like to an open case? Well, I have, and I failed at both, but I came out straight. I hate when a rapper talk about guns, then somebody die, they turn into.
This is where like talking to a nigga's soul, but like on a rap level, but like we're industry rappers, it's quite funny because I want to pull Kendrick on like, oh, have you ever walked the nigga down? And then he's like, ah, and have you ever, what's it called, spent the 500,000? The 500,000 to me is the bigger flex because that nigga's putting up $500,000 to help one of his niggas bust case. But the way that how I construct my bars, or why I really appreciate this bar from Kendrick, is because he tailored it so well that nigga, we know that's Kung Fu Kenny. He's a nigga that rap. He ain't never really done nothing to nobody, but he's been in some real life situations. And how does he do that? I failed them both. By making this statement, I get to say some shit that sounds crazy with the have you ever walked a nigga down? And then I couple that with, oh, have you ever fucking paid $500,000 for a nigga case before? I failed them both. Now he's normalized it, but it sounds so crazy to the ear. It's like, ooh, but you gotta really like pay attention to the nuance of how he's using the language. Cause that's where I'm like, when I'm teaching the kids at the stuff that I do for volunteering, I don't want to teach them the tools in the way that I was taught, especially when it comes to commercial rap. So all this lying and shit, I don't like it. It's not necessary. Embellishment, it's chef's kiss. Outright lies, crazy. That's not necessary. You should be better with the skill than that. So to see him be able to use embellishment to its highest degree and then to tailor it to where it's still a real life statement is where it's like, Drake, I don't know if you've been in them situations, but then again, if you're not a Drake fan, you don't know. I don't know if that nigga paid any money on Baca's case, but the way he done put some money up for Baca since he came home, like y'all have such comparable lifestyle associations. His is from going out probably to seek some of them, and yours comes from like where you grew up. That's more so how I see it.
Then hop online like pray for my city. He faking for likes and digital hugs. His daddy a killer, he wanna be junior. They must have forgot the shit that they done. Dementia must run in his family, but let it get shaky. I park his son. The very first time I shot me.
Let it get shaky. I park his sons. Dementia. These are very good. But these are all things that Ye got in trouble for when he said fucking what he said back in the day.
Dementia must run in his family, but let it get shaky. I park his son. The very first time I shot me a Drake, the homie had told me to aim it this way. I didn't point down enough. Today I show you I learned from those mistakes. Somebody had told me that you got a ring. On God, I'm ready to double the wage. I'd rather do that than let a Canadian nigga make Pac turn in his grave. Cut the business, you got shit twisted.
If this nigga really just came outside because of Pac, that's hilarious to me. It's hilarious to me. It's great because, one, I love the pettiness of it. You came outside, like you was gonna let all this shit go, everybody talking about you, but that nigga did that AI shit with Pac and he was like, I can't let it run. This is too far. This is untenable.
What is it, the brakes? I hurt your feelings, you don't work with me no more, okay. There's 3 ghosts left and I see 2 of them kissing and hugging on stage. I love them to death, and in 8 bars I'll explain that phrase. It's nothing nobody can tell me. I don't wanna talk on no celly. You know I got language barriers. It's no accent you can sell me. You're Cole and Ivory, know I'm a selfish nigga. The crown is heavy. I pray they my real friends. If not, I'm YNW Melly. I don't like any pop shit for real.
See, like, it's shit like that where at least the perspective I'm taking from where he's saying this shit. Because once he says, Cole and Aubrey know that I know I'm selfish. These 2 niggas is kissing and hugging on stage. Like, I love them to death. Like, all of these things are statements of how I feel when I make music with the homies. I love them niggas to death. So much that I want to kill the niggas on the record every time. And if you can't understand the insatiable hunger as a rapper to like, I want to be the best. I don't care. I don't care how much friends, allegiances, loyalty. When it comes to rapping this shit, I hope you niggas know this is how I feel every time. But I love you niggas. But this is how I'm coming. Like, it's rare when you're a really good rapper to have friends to not only that are successful, but to also be able to work at that high of a skill set and not find offense. It's really hard. So this is where I'm like, seeing these 3 get into this shit, that's where I was like, finally, like, I'm getting to see something that I think I'll never get to see in my lifetime. And how it was handled, I think it was probably one of the most improperly handled situations in one regard. But on the other half, we got to look at how Kendrick then played this. That nigga did 1 verse, and now he's doing the 2nd song. But that's all this nigga's done so far. But these niggas have done all type of fucking Twitter situations, AI voices, nigga done put up, took down. Like, he done created a whole fucking circus off of just 1 verse. It's really ridiculous. It's really ridiculous.
Real for him, I inherit the beef. I'm YNW Melly. I don't like you popping shit at Pharrell. For him, I inherit the beef. Yeah, fuck all that pushing P. Let me see you push a T. You better hard spinning again on him.
No, let's see you fucking push JOE. That's the shit we really need to see. Because Out of all the disses that I've heard, Pusha T's are fucking phenomenal. But the fact that Joe Budden's disses get no air, I'm just like, no. And Joe Budden, Pusha T, and Fonte from Little Brother, that's Drake's whole thing when it comes to him wanting to be a rapper. Like, oh, and a little bit of Kanye. But Kanye's a little bit more melodic, and I would start to consider other people for the rest of what Drake does. But for like when it comes to him wanting to be like the best rapper, them three niggas, that's his whole thing. That's his whole bag. You go learn them three niggas, you'll be as good as that nigga will ever be. But where Drake then excels is he's got, oh yeah, and Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne is also the rapper that's in that bag that teaches Drake how to do his shit. But like, nah, bro, Joe Budden's disses are so good. Fuck trying to push a T, nigga. Where the fuck is you gonna push J-O-E? That's what I wanna know.
Fuck all that pushing P. Let me see you push a T.
T.
You better off spinning again on him. You think about
Pushing to me.
He's Terrence Thornton, I'm Terrence Crawford. Yeah, I'm
Whooping feet.
We ain't gotta get personal, this a friendly fade. You should keep it that way. I know some shit about niggas that make gonna wanna look like a saint. This ain't.
See, and that's right there. That's the one thing, like, I don't know how long this is gonna go on. I feel like we're at the end of it. Like, we might get one more record each from each person. If Drake's reply to this is at another level, we're getting one more from each person, and then I think it's gonna just run its course. However, I come from the school of nothing is safe and nothing is sacred. When you come to this arena, when it comes to diss records, I'm trying to eviscerate you. I'm burning the fucking house down. There should be no response after. So when he's like, I could say some shit, I was just like, why the fuck didn't you say it now? Because we may never have this moment again. Drake may never reply to this. Like, I feel like I'm being robbed when niggas tell me that they could do shit like that, but they didn't do it. It's actually a pet peeve of mine. Like, nigga, talk all that shit. Because the shit that I done heard niggas, first of all, nigga, fuck the clique you claim. West Side, where we ride, we come equipped with game. You claim to be a player, but I fucked your wife. Jesus Christ, that's crazy. But you talk about I could say some shit. I'm just like, no. Like, how I've learned this art form when it comes to this part of the beef, this is still too nice, but it's because the game has to be played in front of the crowd. It's not just played in the music no more. It's played with the public perception of how things are going. So this is why I feel like he's taking this approach.
Been about critics, not about gimmicks, not about who the greatest is. So we ain't gotta get personal, this a friendly fade. You should keep it that way. I know some shit about niggas that make gonna wanna look like a saint. This ain't been about critics, not about gimmicks, not about who the greatest is. Always been about love and hate. Now let me say I'm the biggest hater. I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress. I hate the way that you sneak this. If I catch flight, it's gonna be direct. We hate the bitches you fuck, cause they confuse themselves with real women. Then notice I said we, it's not just me. I'm what the culture feeling. How many more fairy tale stories about your life till we had enough? How many more black features till you finally feel that you're black enough? I like Drake with the melodies. I don't like Drake when he act tough. You gon' make a nigga bring back Puff. Let me see if Chubbs really crashed something. You're my first one.
I don't think Chubbs gonna crash shit. Yeah, Chubbs my guy. He done found me plenty in my life. Like, hey, I fuck with Chubbs. I don't know if he gonna crash something. However, this use of Diddy in this beef has just been crazy. Because if you bust case, it's cool. If you don't bust case, this line is hyper aggressive. But I think that's what Kendrick is weighing all of this on. Is like, yo, whether or not whatever happens with Diddy, this shit sound crazy. Because also, nobody's addressed it. The shit that I done heard, cuz done slapped this nigga. Cuz done pissed on this nigga directly in a fucking movie theater, and I swear it's Atlanta or somewhere in New York. It's one of the two. But like, nigga, we are not addressing this. What is going on here? Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. You just let Puff out here do you like that. Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Culture feeling. How many more fairy tale stories about your life till we had enough? How many more black features till you...
Also, that's the one thing that I did not like about this beef between on this diss record so far is how heavy Kendrick is leaning into this colorism angle. Because it's lazy. It's lazy. But are you doing it because, again, we're playing the game in front of the public, and because we play the game in front of the public, I'm going to use whatever tools I have, my nigga. Nothing is safe and nothing is sacred. So this is just where, on one side, he has every right to do it. But is he using it tactfully or is he using it lazily? Because if it's tactful, I have no issue. If it's lazy, I still can't complain because everything is available because nigga, we at war. But like, I just wish it was more thought put into what was going on. Because for you to do everything that you've done up until now, to lean so hard into colorism on this particular record, especially after Rick Ross's white boy angle, are we trying to fuck with Cuz brain, or are we being lazy? Because if we fucking with Cuz, I'm happy with it. If not, it's lazy, bro. It's just too on the nose for me. It's just too on the nose.
You finally feel that you're black enough. I like Drake with the melodies. I don't like Drake when he act tough. You gon' make a nigga bring back Puff. Let me see if Chubbs.
See, I like both Drakes. I like both Drakes. I just keep them where they're at because I'm like, if some of you want to really act tough, I'm not gonna be listening to Drake. I got some really tough niggas to go listen to. But like something like the Chicago Freestyle hard. Like niggas be like, what's that viral movie? Out of the Wooskies. That shit hard. But are there other niggas we gonna listen to as well? Sure. But that nigga Drake funny.
It's not just me, I'm what the culture feeling. How many more fairy tale stories about your life till we had enough? How many more black features till you finally feel that you're black enough? I like Drake with the melodies. I don't like Drake when he acting tough. You gon' make a nigga bring back Puff. Let me see if Chubbs really crashed something. Yeah, my first one like my last one. This a classic, you don't have one. Let your core audience stomach that. Didn't tell them where you get your abs from.
My first one is like my last one. That's a classic. You don't have one. Tell your fan base to stomach that, then tell them where you get your ass from. Sheesh. See, shit like this, where even how I'm a Kendrick fan, I would have to agree. His first one, like the last one. The first one, I would consider a classic. The last one, I would consider a classic. But like there's issues I take with some of the music released after, but do I understand the plays of why we've done it? Because for Kendrick, if he doesn't go left every album after, then he will be always stuck having to provide us another Good Kid, Mad City, another To Pimp a Butterfly, another Damn, another whatever. But each time he goes and does a completely new chapter. So nigga, fuck you. I'll go do what I want. That's beautiful because maturity or maturation in a rap career is something that we don't get afforded. You do something once really well, that's all we want from you. Look at Pusha T. That is also a choice by him, but I need them cocaine raps because 30 years later, I'm not trying to hear nothing else. That's just what it is. But with Drake, he be having some really good projects. Them albums be hard. But have I ever gotten that full-on use a rap nigga album from that nigga that I feel like he didn't just like he's rapping? No. And that's the difference. This is why I'm like, I've considered to have gotten multiple classics from Kendrick. But for Drake, I feel like I've had exceptional projects, but there are projects that I would have picked over Drake's project. What's the one where he's sitting on the Space Needle? That joint came out the same year as Lucas Graham, When I Was 7 Years Old, whatever that album is. And then Zayn Malik's, what's it called? Last Year Was Complicated. It even did better in America. It was the fucking #1 album when it came out. First UK artist to go #1 in America since George Michael. That's since like the fucking 80s. And the music on there was fucking banging. And it's not called Last Year Was Complicated. That's Nick Jonas's album. That's a banger as well. But now, whatever Zayn Malik's album was when he went from One Direction, that album was better than Drake's album at the time. But like, this nigga's gonna have that conversation? No. But I just gotta keep it 100. Like the classics conversation Kendrick is trying to have, I don't feel like Drake has given us that because he tries to service too much at once without trying to maximize how he services. He focuses on making songs, which is cool, but like when you make a song and you don't always have messaging in the song, my nigga, you're not gonna make them impactful joints. And that's the point of where I see Kendrick kind of edges Cole, or not Cole, but Drake in these situations. So that's why we said shit like this. I'm just like, ooh, you're gonna have to talk about this, my nigga, because you said shit about that nigga's music. Now he's saying some shit about your shit.
classic, you don't have one. Let your
Yeah, look
with the
with that.
melodies. I don't like Drake
Drake when he act tough.
You gon' make a nigga bring back Puff. Let me see if Chubbs really
Let me
crash
crash
something.
something.
Yeah, my first one, like
Not my last one.
It's a classic, you don't have one. Let your core audience stomach that. Didn't tell them
where you get your abs from.
12, it's a fast one. Last one. Headshot for the year. You better walk around like Daft Punk. Remember?
Now, are we not getting no more from after this? Because that's the last one. Better walk like your Daft Punk. Is that your statement of we're getting no more? Because that's the shit where I want Drake to be so good that, like, you have to eat them words, if that's what you're trying to say.
Hey, top dog, who the fuck they think they playing with? Extortion my middle name as soon as you jump off of that plane, bitch. I'm allergic to the lame shit, only you like being famous. Yachty can't give you no swag neither. I don't give a fuck about who you hanging with. I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress. Surprised you wanted that feature request. You know that we got some shit to address. I even hate when...
See? What's that feature request Drake was asking for? What was that? What record is that? And then, again, how much of a master play is this nigga Drake doing? While in all of this shit that's going on, he just sent my nigga a feature request. Still. But the feature request means that the record's already been finished, or a request for a feature. So it's either been fucking finished, or it's been submitted for you to actually work on. But I feel like with the level of, like, interaction, it would have to be for a release of something that's got to be older. I wonder what song that is.
When you say the word nigga, but that's just me, I guess. You know that we got some shit to address. I even hate when you say the word nigga, but that's just me, I guess. Some shit just cringeworthy, ain't even gotta be deep, I guess. Still love when you see success, everything with me is blessed. Keep making me dance, waving my hand, and it won't be no threat. I'm knowing they call you the boy, but where's the man? Cause I ain't seen him yet. Matter of fact, I ain't even bleed him yet. Can I bleed him? When I see you stand by sexy red, I believe you see two bad bitches. I believe you don't.
But I see you stand next to sexy red. I believe you see two bad bitches. Oh, rap is such a beautiful and toxic place to just shit on a nigga's comfortability with his own sexuality. That you're just like, nah, nigga, you too comfortable. That you think you a bitch.
Can I bleed them? When I see you stand by sexy red, I believe you see two bad bitches. I believe you don't like women. It's real competition. You might pop ass with them. Let's speak on percentage. Show me your splits. I'll make sure I double back with you. You assigned to a nigga that signed to a nigga that said he was signed to that nigga. Try see some.
Jay Prince, Lil Wayne. Yeah. But if he's also counting somebody right before, still. Birdman's still the last that thinks he's that nigga. And, like, was Birdman that nigga at one point in time? Sure. Is Birdman still that nigga? I'm sorry. It's over. It's over. But I'll have to say, I said the same shit when I was in high school. I'll never forget it. I was like, Cash Money is dead. All they got is Lil Wayne. I was going to gym class. And the homie was like, nah, it's not over. And then fucking Lil Wayne just came back doing some mental shit. And yeah, so Cash Money was not dead. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Double back with you. You assigned to a nigga that signed to a nigga that said he was signed to.
Also, if we talking splits, let's put these contracts out though, because last contract I seen of Drake's was what, a 75-25, but he was still signed Cash Money Universal, but now he's directed Universal, and I don't know what the splits are on that one, but they gave him damn near like $1 billion for that. So shit, I don't know. And then what are your splits? Because having this conversation now, Kendrick's splits must be more favorable because he's no longer on Top Dog. He's only on PG Lang, which has a distribution through Interscope, I think, if I remember that correctly. So then his splits would be extremely favorable because he's for sure recouped all money for TDE or any money spent on any of the music they made while he was there. So these niggas not gonna put out no contracts. They just talking though.
That nigga, try cease and desist on I like that record. Oh, what, you ain't like that record? Back to back, I like that record. I'ma get back to that for the record. Why would I call around trying to get dirt on niggas? Y'all thinking my life is rap? That's whole shit, I got a son to raise. But I can see you don't know nothing about that. Waking them up, know nothing about that. Then tell them to pray, know nothing about that. Then giving them tools to walk through life like day by day, know nothing about that. Teaching them morals, integrity, discipline. Listen, man, you don't know nothing about that.
This twice, this nigga Drake has been dragged for how he is perceived to be as a parent. First, it was for the woman that he had provide him the baby, and then for how he tried to handle that situation with that. He got put on Front Street for that shit. And now Kendrick is talking to this nigga about how he's raising his son. And it's funny because on one side, you can't say that he's not being a really good father. The boy's got a fucking record out. Like, he's doing some really good shit. But is that the way that you should be doing it? And it's like, both of them are kind of correct because Drake is famous enough that Drake's kid is going to be famous like Sean's kids are, like Puffy's kids, if you don't know who Sean is. But then, like, Kendrick seems to be preparing his kid to be like, you could be a normal person because how the world actually works. They might not fuck with you just because I'm your daddy. So it just seems to be like a more healthier balance from how we all look at it. But are they both doing it? But that be able to draw a nigga's fatherly experiences and outputs into the public conversation like this is just, it's slanderous, but it's exactly what you should be doing if you want to have this fucking conversation, because we're not having a conversation about who's rap better. It's just who's saying the most ignorant shit, because that's all this has come down to. Because if it was a who can rap better, this is not a conversation. Drake is not allowed that conversation. Only Cole is. But since we're having a Drake fight, we have to have the public perception conversation. And in public perception, nigga, how you raising your kids while you out here talking to me? What's going on with that? That's a master move. That's a master move.
Speaking the truth and consider what God's considering. You don't know nothing about that. Ain't 20v1, it's 1v20 if I gotta smack niggas that right with you. Yeah, bring them out too, I clean them out too.
If I gotta smack niggas that right with you. See, that's, it's not fair. It's not fair. Because, like, as a songwriter, I understand the dynamic of, like, actually helping a rapper and, like, actually writing for a rapper and then completely writing the song. Like, there's such nuance between these things that the public just can't understand, that it's just crazy. It's crazy. So it's like, it's not fair. Because on one hand, yeah, Drake is taking complete songs off of niggas. But, like, I just have to let niggas know Drake is good enough as a rapper on his own merit to be able to warrant the conversation of I can rap and write at the same level as Kendrick Lamar, and there should be a back and forth with it. Do I still think that Kendrick is the better writer and rapper? Yes. But can Drake at least get in the room to throw a punch on his own merit? Sure. So the writers, though they may help, they don't make a nigga invincible. But fuck, it's just, see, this is why... That's why you don't take bars off of nobody. That's why you just, it just muddies the water. It just muddies the water.
Tell Bean that he better stay right with you. Am I battling ghosts or AI? Nigga feeling like Joel Osteen. Funny he was in a film called AI. And my sixth sense telling me to off him. I'ma bring niggas all in the coffin. Yeah, OB-ho niggas is dick riders. Tell them run to America to imitate heritage. They can't imitate this violence. What I learned is niggas don't like the way.
Told him to run to America to imitate heritage, but he can't imitate this violence. That's very true. That's very true. Getting real violent on a record is something that Drake does not know how to do. He just knows how to make shit sound good and might like write a song that sounds good that people want to sing. But he don't know how to talk to a nigga's soul. I've not seen it yet. I've never seen it on any record. And that's true. He's not learned how to imitate this violence.
Tell them run to America to imitate heritage. They can't imitate this violence. What I learned is niggas don't like the West Coast, and I'm fine with it. I'll push the line with it. Pick a nigga off one at a time with it. We can be on a 3-hour time difference. Don't speak on the family, Crody. It can get deep in the family, Crody. Talk about me and my family, Crody. Someone go bleed in your family, Crody. I be at Newhall King eating fried rice with a dip sauce and a blammy, Crody. Tell me your cheesing farm. We could do this right now on the camera, Crody. Hey, fuck y'all niggas. I don't trust y'all niggas. I wave one finger and
Hey, shout out to the West Coast. This is where, like, being from the West, without Kendrick and without Russ, it's really hard because I don't see a lot of niggas like in blast. I fuck with, like, if you a vibe provider from the West, I do not mean you. I mean niggas that really be rapping. Like, there's not a lot of niggas. Like, since Pac Div, like, I've not really had a lot of niggas. We had fucking Nipsey. We had motherfucking... What's cuz name? Dom Kennedy. But, like, there's not a lot of niggas from the West I really fuck with. But Kendrick doing shit like this, like, it's facts, my nigga. Facts. Talk that shit. Talk that shit. And then to be able to flip that shit to be happening in Toronto, like, no disrespect, but like niggas need to like when niggas really be on their shit, niggas need to be patterned up to a certain level. And sometimes niggas just don't be patterned up like that. Cause Drake learns all these flows, but like I don't know if he got it. I don't know if he got the smoke for this. Cause it's been a couple of hours and I still ain't had nothing yet.
I be at New Hall King eating fried rice with a dip sauce and a blammy, Crody. Tell me your cheesing farm. We could do this right now on the camera, Crody. Hey, fuck y'all niggas, I don't trust y'all niggas. I wave one finger and thump y'all niggas like, Phil go punt y'all niggas, they punk y'all niggas. Nobody never took my food. Whoever that's fucking with them, fuck you niggas and fuck the industry too. If you take it there, I'm taking it further. Psst, that's something you don't wanna do.
Mm.
Ooh. We don't wanna hear you say nigga no more. We don't wanna hear you say nigga no more. Stop.
That stop sounds like he's talking to himself. Like, nigga, you need to stop, and then Drake needs to stop. Overall, the approach to bringing in, like, talking to somebody's soul and just, like, really talking to somebody to the, like, fiber and character, I really appreciate. So this is where I have to say, yeah. But still, I need Drake to respond. I need Drake to respond because if you just leave it here, I don't feel like I have the balance to call an outright winner. But can I call who's winning right now? It's got to be Ken. It's Kenny. It's Kung Fu Kenny. It is. It is. And it's not even from out rapping, bro, because he didn't even really out rap him. It's just a bunch of open ended threats and some shit that sound good, and then talking to a nigga soul, and then just also questioning a nigga life decisions. It's very surface. But if this nigga come outside, say some shit to make that nigga have to say some shit. Oh, fuck. So I need, how many more records I need? I need 3 more records. I need a Drake response to this one, and then 1 more response to fucking, from Kendrick, that's like the real scathing, disrespectful shit. And then either either Drake gonna respond to that, or we gonna call it a wrap there. But I feel like needs to be 3 more records in this entire trilogy. Well, not trilogy, whatever the saga series is, whatever number we're at now. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me on this one. Thank you guys for joining me. Please do hit that like, subscribe, Patreon's in the description, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm out of here. Oh yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about this. But yeah, this is the full breakdown. Pretty much that's it. All right.